Looking outside through a frosty window, it's a fresh morning. The sun is rising, and it's an exciting day for Lee, who is starting a new job today. Soon, Lee will be embarking on their dream job as a data analyst at the highly respected data company Good Data & Co. Arriving at the office, Lynn, the endpoint administrator, provides Lee with all new IT gear so they can get started right away. The training was going well, so they decided to take a break, giving Lee an opportunity to check private email. Lee sees an email from a colleague which had an attachment. Lee downloaded the attachment, which included a document that had a link to a malicious domain. Upon clicking on the domain, an alert was sent to Lynn through the SIEM. Lee realises that it was probably malicious and reaches out to the IT department, and Lynn confirms that action should be taken fast. For Lynn to find out if the domain were truly malicious or should be blocked, some investigation would be needed. Let's look at how the endpoint administrator could go about assessing and blocking access to the domain using cloud security APIs. First, Lynn uses the Investigate API to research the domain received within the phishing email. The domain in question is called badideadomain.com, and Investigate should tell them how the domain is categorized within Umbrella. To do this, Lynn queries the security name endpoint to uncover any security information Umbrella has regarding the domain. The results show that the domain was not found and there was little information provided by Umbrella. This was enough to raise suspicion, as it could be a new domain created for malicious activity. Lynn can now begin using the cloud security APIs to take action against the suspicious domain. To make API calls to the cloud API endpoints, Lynn will need to create an API key from the Umbrella dashboard and then request an access token with the key and secret. To achieve this, Lynn will make a request to the token endpoint, making sure to replace the key and secret placeholders with the Umbrella API key credentials they created. Once created, the Umbrella access token will expire in 1 hour, giving Lynn time to investigate further. From the results of the research, Lynn decides to use the cloud security APIs to block the domain badideadomain.com and place it in the global block list so that all employees can be protected. The first thing Lynn needs to find out is the destination list ID of the global block list. And this can be found by querying the destination list endpoint, making sure to include their bearer token. Using the information provided by the destination list endpoint, an API call can be created. To do this, Lynn will need to post to the destination list endpoint, making sure to include the destination list ID, bearer token, and domain so that it can be added to the global block list. By querying the destination list endpoint, including details of the destination list ID and bearer token, Lynn is able to check that the domain has been added successfully to the global block list. The results show that anyone receiving an Umbrella policy in their organization will be protected from going to badideadomain.com. Alternatively, Lynn could create a block destination list and add the domain to that list by creating a post request to the destination list endpoint, including details of the bearer token, new block destination list to be created, and the domain to block. Lynn now sees a new block destination list that could be populated with any domains that the company wishes to protect their users from. To assign that list, Lynn will need to attach the destination list to a policy within the Umbrella dashboard. Now that Lynn has protected their users from bad actors, it's time for them to do some retrospective reporting. Lynn wishes to see if any other users have been visiting badideadomain.com, and can use the reports endpoint to investigate any other devices that have reached out to that domain in the last 10 days. Lynn creates a GET request to the reports endpoint, specifying the date range, limiting the results returned, the domain, and their bearer token to check if any other users have visited the suspicious domain. Lynn sees from querying the reports endpoint that Jim Rudd and Paul Spice have both visited the domain in the last 10 days. so they use this evidence to make sure their devices are safe and up to date. Being able to use multiple cloud security API endpoints gave Lynn the confidence to investigate and resolve any potential problems quickly. Because of Lee's quick response and security awareness, the team was able to be proactive by putting extra security measures in place and therefore creating a safer working environment.